Hello everyone and welcome back to the continuation of our special coverage of the parliamentary elections Egypt 2025, and to continue with covering the elections and also to speak about the coming parliament and the most important challenges which are going to face it amid the current circumstances, and about Egypt 2030, about our sustainable development goals which we are continuing to implement on the ground, and about the current achievements and our ambitions for a better tomorrow for the coming generations. We are very much delighted to have with us live here in the studio our prominent guest, Dr. Nevine Nakhla, the Professor of Strategic Management and the representative of the AFCFTA. Well, thank you very much for being with us, Dr. Nevine, and we are very much delighted to have you in this very special coverage in a very special moment in Egypt's modern history, the parliamentary elections 2025.
Thank you so much. I'm very honored to be here today on this very special occasion, and soon we'll be celebrating a lot of achievements
Inshallah.
in Egypt.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Dr. Nevine, as I said, the parliamentary elections, particularly the first phase, and it started already with Egyptian expats going to the polling stations in 115 countries, 136 polling stations scattered all over the world, and really our diplomatic missions are doing really a great job to make it a story of success. And what's really great and what made us all proud with the very civilized manner of our fellow Egyptians abroad, and their keenness to go and to vote and to continue with practicing this constitutional right. Would you please, I'd like to have your comment on that.
We are very proud of all our sisters and brothers living abroad. Like you said, in 115 countries. And the amount of people going for the vote, extremely impressive. Everyone is very proud. Everyone is stating their votes very freely, with a lot of governance and a lot of pride. This shows that our brothers and sisters living abroad, that they really care about their mother country, even if they can't come by themselves to vote in Egypt. They are very keen, and it's like a festival. Mm-hmm. You see families going all together, meeting each other, and I mean, some of the countries we heard that they were amazed with the amount of lines and amount of quantities of Egyptian going for voting. And this shows a lot of Egyptian real, what do you say, real
sense of loyalty to the country. And as we said, or I said it yesterday, you know, every vote dropped in a box thousands of miles away.
Exactly.
It's essentially a voice saying that Egypt is going to remain in our hearts and minds. And by the way, Dr. Nevine, you used the very same term which was used by His Excellency Ambassador Bassam Radi, our ambassador in Italy. He said that it's now kind of a ceremonial constitutional right.
Yes.
And the Egyptians were very much keen to go with their children and to give them a practical lesson that this is your right and your duty in the same time, and this is exactly what you should do if you are outside Egypt. How do you see this also as a message sent to the whole world about the awareness of the Egyptian people?
First of all, the main message is our political stability and our economical stability and our love to our country. Mm-hmm. Wherever we go, Egyptians, they love, they belong. The sense of belonging that parents are giving to their children and to their grandchildren abroad is very important. Mm-hmm. No one will tell them why you didn't go. Mm-hmm. No one will push them to go. So it shows that Egyptians are really keen to do what they have to do, and to do it from the heart. Mm-hmm. And free of choice also. No one was told or was pushed on anything. So especially when you are abroad, you sacrifice time. It is not easy abroad to have a vacation.
And yesterday,
yes,
in all the Western countries, Friday is a working day.
Exactly.
And despite the fact that it was a working day, nobody expected that in Italy, for example, in Paris. Our diplomatic missions were really astonished when they saw that despite the lines were there with this heavy turnout. And they expected that tomorrow, I mean today, Saturday is going to witness more of the voters. But you know, Dr. Nevine, I want to use this opportunity to speak about the official inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum. And it was said even by experts that it was very smart to have the official inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum just before the parliamentary elections abroad. Now the Egyptians abroad, with all this propaganda, with all what the whole world is saying about the inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum and the hundreds of thousands of visitors who are going to flood and already started flooding to this huge museum dedicated to a single civilization. Oh, we are Egyptians. How do you see the connection, or how do you see this kind of a liaison between both things?
I always say that since our beloved President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi took place in Egypt, and Egypt is not going except by strategic management. This is a strategy that is very well studied and very well implemented. So nothing is by coincidence. Of course, is also another pride for all Egyptians. The Grand Egyptian Museum, we saw even Egyptians, the lines, I think the day before yesterday, they had to stop selling tickets because it was more than the capacity of one day.
Was reached. The full capacity was reached only in the second day after its inauguration or its opening to the public.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, all Egyptians with all are looking forward for the next trip.
And all social categories.
Exactly. Are looking for the next trip to Egypt to show their kids the Grand Museum, the gem. So having this time of the year before the voting days, of course, is very important and very smart and very well prepared. I mean, it's not a coincidence. Everything is very well strategically planned for. We are very proud of this museum, of course, and we are very proud of our dear guests who came from all over the world.
And who didn't want to return home.
And they didn't want to return home, and they are most welcome to stay as much as possible in Egypt.
Of course.
Because we are a very welcoming nation. And I'm sure that a lot of people will come back, even presidents and kings and queens, they will come back with more of their families to visit the gem. It's Egypt. We are history. We deserve.
The president said it. Egypt came first, and then comes history.
Exactly.
Let's go, Dr. Nevine, to the coming parliament. And in fact, amid the current situation, I mean worldwide, I mean the turbulent Middle East and all what has been witnessed in the past few years, the coming parliament is going to shoulder even heavier responsibilities. And regarding economy, because I should see the opportunity, as I do have an expert in strategic management, to speak about the economic side of the coin with the coming parliament. And there are many economists who are saying that the coming parliament's impact will largely depend on its ability to pass timely economic legislation. How crucially this is going to be the issue, and to have this link between the lawmakers and the economic situation on the ground, whether with the public or private sectors.
Okay, Egypt Vision 2030 is very close. We are 5 years away from our Vision 2030. And we see that regarding the Sustainable Development Goals and the Vision 2030 of Egypt, we are achieving already a lot of goals, and we are already on the reform, economic reform, in spite of all the economic turbulence around us and worldwide and around Egypt. Still, we are very much standing tall, and we are very much standing in a very strategic position. For the last years, Egypt is building infrastructure. Egypt is building the roads for trading, the roads for foreign direct investment, the infrastructure, the new cities. We have moved already from 7% of the land, living on 7% of the land, to 14%, which is double. And we are working on more. We also want to congratulate our country for the monorail, which started yesterday, going from all over Egypt in 20 minutes, I think 16 stations or 17 stations, something like that. So it's amazing, and I tried it. I parked my car and I tried it. It's amazingly clean, organized. You can say that you are in any part of the world. Inside.
This was my question. So you experienced it yourself. Any kind of, I mean, in comparison to other means of transportation worldwide, where are we?
The best. Really, I'm not
Exaggerating,
biased, but the best. Very clean, very punctual. Even the people inside, the way they are sitting, taking care of it, feeling of belonging for that. So if we go back to the coming parliament and the legislation and what should be done, we are already on the right track. And moving from the reform to the stability part is coming with the coming parliament.
So in your opinion, Dr. Nevine, what are the most important investment laws which should be ratified as a top priority with the coming parliament to make sure that it's going to be positively influencing the our economy to the better? I mean, on the spot. I mean, we do not need to lose more time.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what?
I think more of what is taking place now.
Okay.
For SMEs, small and medium enterprises, it has a tremendous impact on the GDP. So the SMEs, the small and medium enterprises, already a lot of laws are coming out, a lot of reformation, a lot of things. So we need more of SMEs. We need more of laws for export. His Excellency, our beloved President, he's looking forward for a lot of, a huge number
Tariffs, customs, or more than that?
Tariffs and customs, they are already also very well reformed. We see that in the customs in Egypt, they are working Friday and Saturday. They are working on weekends. The time of releasing goods in the customs is reduced to the minimum internationally. I'm not talking about Egypt. The time of analysis, getting the approvals, everything is already on the right track. Maybe more, a little bit more laws and a little bit more to the ecosystem of export. Needs some laws to facilitate more the export. And as I said, the SMEs.
Great, but I mean, before just being on air, you told me that if you are taken out from Africa, you feel lost.
Yes.
Tell me more about Africa. What we should do, or what the coming parliament should do to maintain or to preserve or to guarantee that our cooperation particularly from the economic, trade and investment sides, are going to witness a leap in the very near future for the best interest of all?
Okay, first of all, as an AFCFTA representative in Egypt, the AFCFTA is the largest trade agreement in the world, simply because it contains 1.4 billion population, and it contains 54 countries, and this number was never reached in any other trade agreement in the world. What up till now with the AFCFTA, the African Free Continental Trade Agreement, that we have 90% of the products of 49 countries which ratified the agreement, 90% of their products are zero.
Yeah.
They divided the countries into two, category A, category B. Category A, they reached zero tariff January 2025. Category B, because they are depending on and on taxes, so they will reach zero on 2030. But still they are 50% of the tariff. We have the rule of origin stating which products are with the percentage of components of each product. So what we should do a little bit more, we should go into, like, you know, I don't want to say the name of the program because maybe it's a private program. When we transfer money now with our mobile phones, we transfer on an application. Okay. So many countries in Africa now, let's say Rwanda and Ghana, for example. I was standing with two traders between these two countries, and they transferred the money of the shipment to each other by an application.
This needs a ratification or a law to be ratified by the parliament?
I think it needs...
Because this is my coming question, Dr. Nevine, because should we say that our coming parliament should revisit the partnership or the law of partnership between the public or the state and the private investors? And if yes, how? I mean, what's our homework? What we should tell them to do?
Okay, the first thing, we have something called the PAPS, the Pan-African Payment System. The Central Bank of Egypt already signed the agreement with the AFCFTA Secretariat to start trading with the PAPS. The PAPS will allow us to remove from the equation, to remove any foreign currency. We are going to trade import, export with our pounds,
local currencies,
with our local currency, and it will arrive to the other partner, other country of the 54 countries in their currency through the African Union monetary. So I mean more of legislation and approvals, and more of facilitation and acceleration of these laws and these systems, very important. Also maybe to encourage more national, and this is my dream, to have a national transportation boats or flights only for Africa, only for our continent. Sometimes when I want to ship this, we made our part. Egypt made its part in the Cairo-Cape Town road. We are missing few blocks in the middle, not on our borders, so we cannot control. This is out of our control. But what we can think of is a ship or line only African, with Egypt as the gateway to other continents. We are the gateway to Africa. So, or maybe also more of an airline, which is very big, huge investment, to be the hub for the continent, our continent, where we belong. So a lot of things will take place, and it is already on the plan.
And the coming parliament is going to build on what was achieved already by the previous parliament. But here, Dr. Nevine, I want to focus a little bit on the exchanged visits between our parliament and other parliaments all over the world, and particularly with African parliaments, because we witnessed in the last period the increase of these visits, and they are all the time accompanied by the heads of the economic committee inside the parliament, of the head of the tourism committee inside the parliament, of the educational committee inside the parliament, to make sure that if there are any obstacle on the way, it's going to be eradicated, and if there is a deal which should be signed, it will be signed. How do you see the importance of this, Dr. Nevine?
I see that, for example, this year, Egypt is chairing. Egypt is the president of the AFCFTA 2025, and on 16th of September we saw that 20 something Minister of Trade with their trade missions, they were here in Egypt for the High Council Ministerial meeting of the Africa Free Continental Trade Agreement with the Secretariat of the AFCFTA and His Excellency our Minister of Trade. So I mean, more of sharing, more of welcoming. I dream one day that we have the headquarters of the AFCFTA to be in Egypt, or at least to move year to year, not to be selfish, to move year to year to other countries. I see a lot of, we have the space, we have the infrastructure, we have the capabilities. We can do something like the African Parliament yearly annual meeting and invite different sectors inside the Parliament, economic, a lot of meetings and seminars and connection and networking and championing. So
yeah. Well, Dr. Nevine, also, also part of the missions of any parliament is to evaluate the performance of the government, to evaluate the performance of the top executives. But this also requires that the parliamentarian himself should be very well cultured and educated around the issue he wants to evaluate, or he or she, of course, want to evaluate. How do you see the importance of having all the time, or to exchange even visits with the ministers or with the top executives, to make sure that we are all working for the best interest of the state? I mean, we are not in separate islands. We are here to reach one goal: Egypt 2030, the new republic, and to achieve on the ground all the sustainable development goals. How do you see this relation, or there should be a relation, in your opinion?
Let me first look into the parliament, the new parliament, the people that we are going to vote for. Did you see the number of youth?
Yeah.
It is remarkable. The number of new names coming from very highly educated background, very highly just educated and professional background. So if you have in our parliament all this number of educated, professional, well informed and knowledgeable, prominent figures, and they are all very well chosen by all parties. We saw that even the parties, when they put their names, they were on very good basis and very well.
They have criteria.
Very high criteria, the highest criteria, nothing else. So I mean, and inside the parliament also there are a lot of sectors, and there is, for example, the Committee of Africa, the Committee of Tourism, the Committee. So I'm sure that at the beginning of the after the nomination and the first month, they will all give their strategic plans and produce their plans for the next coming years. So I'm sure that this will take place.
In fact, the lists which are introduced to for the nominees for the coming parliament is such a mix between the youth and the young cadres and the very experienced ones who are very keen to convey all the experience to the youth and to make sure that this is going to be for the best interest of the Egyptian people. Right after the short break, we're going to take a quick look at that, or to comment on that with my dear guest live here in the studio. Stay tuned. Welcome back. To continue our very much rich coverage with my dear guest live here in the studio, Dr. Nevine Nakhla, our strategic management professor and the representative of the AFCFTA in Egypt. I am enjoying our discussion, Dr. Nevine.
Thank you, me too.
And just before going to this very short break, we were talking about the mix between the age category, the experience, and the youth with their enthusiasm and zeal to shoulder this big responsibility in our coming parliament. But I want to focus on three terms or three words, because I think the parliament should take a role in spreading innovation, ensuring the importance of competitiveness, and to take sustainability as a top priority. If you want to elaborate on that.
Yes. Let me start with competitiveness. And starting to have a competitive advantage is a very strategic and very important part. So opening of the GEM is one of the positioning of as a very historical place around the world. So in the competitiveness, a lot of legislation, a lot of positioning, and a lot of concentration on the competitiveness also of our production and our products and our land. And we saw our Prime Minister, he was talking about Marsa Matruh, about the north, the
north coast from
North
Al
Coast, from
Alamein.
Al
Go ahead,
Alamein
yes.
to Marsa Matruh and all this area, and a lot of investment in this area.
Sure.
It's the pearl of Egypt. If we talk about innovation, we saw a lot of new companies, private from all around the world, and a lot of zones for different countries. The Suez Canal Economic Zone specialized in innovation, green energy, clean energy, all the innovation you can think of is already placed and already spotlighted and already very important for our country. If we talk sustainable development, we saw that Egypt now is moving from the part of taking care of the people to the part of showing the people how to take care of themselves. For example, we saw the Decent Life Initiative, we saw Takaful and Karama, how many 7 million Egyptian families are taking like salaries per month. But they are not only taking that, they are taking a lot of vocational training, they are taking a lot of technological schools.
This is it, because this is going to be our final topic, because I meant to use the innovation, sustainability and competitiveness to speak about the role of the coming parliament in ratifying laws specifically for digital transformation, for digital finance, or for the use of AI in all of this, because this is the future.
Of course.
From the ethical point of view and from the practical points of view on the ground. How do you see the importance of taking this also as one of the priorities in front of the coming parliament, Dr. Nevine?
Very important, and AI is not only in the use of schooling or education, it's also in the for the use of the healthcare.
Everything.
Healthcare
Every
sector.
field. Yeah.
A lot of very specific operations that are going to use the AI. A lot of vocational training, a lot of in all sectors. The AI, artificial intelligence, is the name of the future. It is the future, I mean,
yeah.
or it started already everywhere. And Egypt is very seeing it as one of the most important priorities. We saw in the new capital city, the new university over there, it has a department for AI already starting to teach the small generation.
But this needs laws, Dr. Nevine, because the
laws.
ethical issue is always going to be there. If it's not ratified in an ethical way, it's not going to be at all for the best interest of all of us and in all fields. Yes. If you agree with me on that.
Not only laws for the ethical and unethical constraint, but also laws for making it as a main education for all the coming generation. And the use in factories, the use in hospitals. So the field of AI, the field of technology, the skies has no limits.
Sure.
And we are already very updated also in manufacturing and manufacturing parts of doing things with the AI, I mean. So we are encouraging more technology, more industrialization.
Sure.
And of course, the next parliament, they have many files in the AI, many files for sustainability, carbon emission,
you name
carbon
it. They do have a lot in front of them.
God protect them and God support them. And the choice, already the choice made for the nominees, very encouraging and showing that, as you mentioned, it's not only the youth, it's the youth with the very experienced, very professional teams working together and making sure that our country will continue what already started last years.
And to reach Egypt 2030, the new republic, making sure that we will continue to say it all the time. Long live Egypt, or Tahya Masr.
Long live Egypt.
Dr. Nevine, as usual, I enjoyed my time with you, and I'm going to leave you dear with a promise to see you again in more episodes on our screen, on Nile TV International screen. Thank you, dear.
Thank you so much.
We were very much delighted and honored to have with us live here in the studio our prominent guest, Dr. Nevine Nakhla, Strategic Management Professor and the representative of the AFCFTA in Egypt. Well, stay tuned on Nile TV International always for more. Many thanks for watching. This was Nermina Abdurrahman.